Ladies and gentlemen, this is an important moment.
It's not. No one's died, Stanz. Why are we?
The artist died. This is an important moment because on the last episode, our audio was bad. And you know me, I just show up. I don't do anything, so it can't be my fault.
This episode, Stanz, the one that they're watching right now.
This episode,
the last episode for us,
now.
But saying last episode is crazy.
I'm recording this 2 weeks in the future, and it is not my fault. I'm a little baby, and I didn't do anything wrong. So if the audio is a little bad, we're sorry. We think it's fixed for the next episode, which will be this episode.
It's fixed halfway through this episode, which is crazy.
Oh.
Because I realized...
Hey, we shouldn't even have mentioned it then.
No, but it's like half an hour of fucking dog shit. So there's a lot of peeking on my end. I'm really sorry. However, the peeking on Stanz's end will not be fixed, probably. I don't know. Stanz's mic is a bit cringe. But...
3, 2, 1...
What?
Just kidding. I said I'm going to scream into the mic and then I did a countdown. But you didn't hear it.
No, you just started counting. I thought it was JOI or something. I thought, what the fuck's going on?
That's exactly what I was doing. Okay, so now listen to this episode where we actually watch Glee.
Yes.
And talk about urinals.
And you peek the mic incredibly in the intro. Cover your ears, audio listeners.
Cover your ears. Hello! Welcome to Is Cringe! We're here! Wow! Okay. Vibes are immaculate.
Are you trying to be the most distorted that you could possibly be for an intro? We haven't solved that issue, Stanz. You're still fucked.
Wait, the microphone's bad?
Well, it's not bad, but when you scream down it, it distorts.
Oh, that's the problem, is that wasn't even a scream.
That was. You went,
tough.
Wow!
Waluigi. Yeah, I guess I screamed. Sorry, let me get another take of that.
Okay, yeah, you go. You've got this.
Hello, welcome to Binge and Cringe. My name is Nathan Stanz, and today we're going to be taking you through the latest and greatest in Glee content. This is my co-host, Cance. Cance, can I get a hello from you?
What is this fucking nighttime radio vibes? Feels like we're about to listen to some lo-fi
I didn't want to yell into the mic, you know?
Yeah,
I guess a happy medium.
Exactly. There we go. Now we're understanding. Hey, how about we just speak to one another? That would be crazy.
That's what the world needs, is more talking to each other, you know?
So true.
Nintendo this, Power World that. It's like,
just about to say it needs less AI, because apparently AI is cringe. I don't know if you heard, Stanz, but...
Here's my biggest issue is... I am against the people who are talking shit about Power World, but I am not on the side of the AI bros. I'm the man with no home. And it's like, just because they're wrong doesn't mean you're right.
Yeah.
But most of those people are not on Twitter.
Most of those people, aren't vocal, because if you don't really have a strong stance, you're like, it's hard to say, hey, I don't have a strong stance. And then what's crazy is I tweeted out saying, hey, I don't really have a strong stance, and got 22,000 likes. So it's crazy. I'm famous, and L for you is the moral of this story, Stanz.
Totally, because I have actually been reading every single tweet about Power World and trying to formulate how I feel about it, and I still haven't got to anywhere besides like, I don't know, we cannot have this discussion. No one knows. There's no facts of this case. I want you to know that by the time this episode airs, it will have been revealed that they used AI, and we're gonna look like fucking idiots.
Genuinely, I don't think they used AI, because the example that the guy used is this isn't even, who gives a shit, you know? It's just
him saying he couldn't tell Pokemon apart thing.
Yeah, it was a BuzzFeed article, and it was 6 months after the fucking first trailer of the game was released. So I think it's stupid, whatever, who gives a shit? We shouldn't talk about this. It was just, it's fresh in both of our minds because we've been talking about it a lot. This wasn't even supposed to be a topic for today. So
Right.
Let's get on to the juice.
If one Glee member was in your Power World game, what PAL would they use?
Dude, I would love to cut up you won't. She's a season 4 character. There's a lot of new characters that get introduced in season 4.
No spoilers.
There's one particular character that I would love to cut up. You know, like in Power World, you I don't know what it is because I haven't played it. You butcher them. That's it. Yeah. You can like get meat from the pals that you bring in. You can also capture humans, am I right? And also
Yes,
butcher
you
them
can.
for meat.
Oh yeah, well you don't have to butcher them, but you can.
But you can. Yeah, so there is one character in Glee for season 4 that I would butcher, and you can decide who you think that is in the comments, viewers. So
interesting. People who are like deep in it, who have already watched this. This is maybe
Yeah.
their
I
second
think it
watch
should be
along.
pretty fucking obvious because she is almost irredeemable, and then they just forget about it. Oh, I said she. That definitely.
So you hate women.
Yeah, there's a couple of guy characters that I was like, I could be talking about this person. When I say she, I think it's pretty obvious when they were introduced in season 4. So, well, anyway, you can let me know who you think I'm talking about in the comments. Let's move on to something more important than that, Stanz. Do men wash their hands?
Okay, I know. Sorry, this isn't even a discussion point because I have all the answers for you right now.
Okay, but do you know why I'm bringing this up, first of all?
No idea.
Interesting. You were like so primed and ready. I thought the way you answered when I said that was
Because I've
like
had so many conversations about this, and I've seen so many things like in the meme verse about it.
Okay.
But I don't know what specifically set you off this.
So I will give you. It's clear you have a take, which is great, and we'll get there. But let me spread the seeds first. So,
Okay.
This is from Wine About It. Cutie and Maya were talking about this, and they, I think Maya started it, and they were like, let's like do a actual science experiment and like phone up men. So they were going to phone up like 6 people, but after 3, they realized every guy's just basically answering the same way. And even if they don't, they wouldn't believe them anyway. So they were like, there's no point in carrying on with the test, which is so funny. But they phoned up Squeaks, who said, sometimes, always in public. And he specifically said sometimes he washes his hands, sometimes he doesn't wash his hands when he pees. Because he doesn't touch anything.
Okay.
Which is very interesting. We'll move on before comment. This is a scientific experiment that I'm reviewing the findings of, so no opinions. Young Jeff said, most of the time, with not very many caveats. And every time basically someone said most of the time, Maya made it seem like that she was like, I don't believe them when they say that they do wash their hands, basically.
Right. So it's not really science, but they were trying.
It was just like going off vibes. And then Nick Yingling said all of the time, unless, and I think specifically unless him and Nick are queuing in COD, and he has to
he's got to get back.
Run back. Yeah.
He's got a piss key.
He's like, hey, sometimes I don't then. Which for me is crazier because like it's not a case of like cleanliness. It's like just to get back to the game. So like you said, he's just got a pissy controller, which is crazy.
Right. Okay. Can I ask you where you fall on this spectrum?
No, you can't, because you need to give your take. We've been all waiting at the edge of our seat stands. We finished the science part. Now opinions. Go. Well, you can contribute to this study.
I am a firm believer that they are right, that men don't wash their hands. And I think if you go to any sporting event, any concert, any movie, and just stand in the bathroom and watch,
100%.
You will see probably 90% of people come out of a stall having just taken a big shit and walk straight back into the world.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
That was the biggest part. I completely agree with you. That I felt, this is why I wanted to contribute to this, rather than just like, I didn't want to just rehash the same talking points that Wine About It did. I felt like, as 2 white guys, we could talk about this. This is our place. We finally got a thing that we can talk about, and we're not appropriating anyone else's culture. This is our culture, Stanz. Pissing and not washing your hands.
I have more here, and that is that if you don't at least rinse, because Squeaks is close here, but if you don't at least hit your hands with water, no soap, I don't respect you. I don't care if you have a Call of Duty match. I don't care if you have this or that. You have to at least hit it with water.
So
that's it. It's so easy. It's literally 3 seconds.
I have arguments against that for sure.
But come on.
No. You can hear me out in a second. Just before we move on to just full on arguments between us, the reason specifically that I wanted to talk about it is exactly what you said. They don't see the inside of a guy's bathroom. The reason that they brought it up, that Maya brought it up, was she was at a bar that had both. The shared sinks,
which I love, because I think we should.
I've already been talking about Red Pill, and now I'm like, there's two genders, guys.
Oh yeah, sorry, I hate this in my bars.
All genders,
yeah, but no shared sinks.
both.
You come out of the restrooms that are individual rooms, and you have shared sinks.
And she was noticing. Her theory was that guys were too scared to wash their hands next to girls.
That's baloney.
If anything, it would be the other way around, right? Like, you would feel more pressured to wash your hands because
absolutely,
there's girls
which
there.
Is why I think it should all be like that. Because then men will wash their hands.
Well, clearly they weren't. That was what spurred her onto it. She was watching all these guys have a piss and then walk away without washing their hands.
And I have to tell you, imagine how many did it in that open space, because usually those you can like see from the rest of the restaurant too. Behind closed doors, it's worse. That's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying.
Yeah,
because you're already seeing some of them being shamed and washing their hands.
So I wanted to. I know that fucking Myra and Q are going to see this, but for the people that the small crossover that we might have, if you don't know that guys don't wash their hands, so many guys don't wash their hands, and I feel like the three people
I would say
asked,
the majority.
Yes, the majority just don't. It's like. And most of the people that they asked, like Squeaks, Young Jeff, and Yingling, all said that they would always do it in public, for sure. But I obviously, I'm not seeing other fucking guys go to the fucking restroom in my own house. So the only times that I've seen other guys not wash their hands has been in public. And it is almost, I would say 90% of people that I see go into a cubicle, come out and just leave. Or go to the urinal and don't wash their hands and they just leave. So I genuinely am not in that percentage of people and do, and it's gonna sound crazy.
Mathematically, it's impossible for both of us to be on this side.
Right? That's what I'm saying. We can't be like, hey, we're the good guys, but everyone else does it. So you just gotta have to believe us. I can't prove it. I don't know. Especially me being in my office, I have literally I have a public bathroom that I go to most of the time because I'm at the office most of the time. So I am like religiously washing my hands every single time. There's no because I'm touched so many door handles in between. It would be fucking disgusting of me not to. Even if I've not got piss on my hands, just touching my junk and then touching fucking door handles and stuff.
Sure, keyboard, mouse, and snacks and this and that, faucets.
I thought you said snatch.
Yeah, touching your snatch, bro. You're touching your snatch so often. Honestly, I want to talk about it because you're doing it during the podcast so much.
I'm too snatched, some might say.
Yeah, of course.
I'm shitting in the mother toilet and not washing my hands. Dude, that's a banger. Dude, I killed that. I'm so fucking. We do the podcast.
Yeah, add some trumpets to this edit.
Yeah. There's a big around there.
Yeah, right there.
Because I'm assuming you physically cringed, but I can't see that. So it was just silence, and I need an audio respect from that banger.
Of course. I actually, what you didn't hear is I stood up and clapped, but my mic cuts off because it was too loud. It off?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so embarrassing. Don't worry about looking at the footage, though.
Okay, we can get back to your point, which was if you don't at least rinse your hands, I have no respect for you. Well, that was completely. I don't want to paraphrase, but is that good?
Yes, exactly. That is, you can paraphrase all you want because that is all it is. It is so simple. No matter what, it's like, I didn't touch anything, or I was standing at the urinal, and it's like, bro, at minimum, just let some water run over it. You just
this is where I disagree.
How could you? You respect people that don't wash their hands?
No. It's not the lack of respect part. It's the I understand people that don't wash their hands at all. Because they're like, what's the fucking point?
You mean the people who like only do it in public?
People, no, not even that. People that only put water on their hands, unless there isn't any like fucking soap around or like hand wash receptacle or anything like that. If you only put water on, you're just spreading around the germs. You're not fucking you're not cleaning your hands. You're just wetting
Something's coming off.
No, if you're only rinsing, nothing is actually really being done apart from you just spreading around the piss germs to the wet parts of your hand. And now, if anything, the germs are just more around. Unless you then dry your hands and get that water off. If that water stays on your hands, the germs have also stayed on your hands. Unless
I'm going to say something even crazier. If you wash your hands, but then you put them in one of those Dyson dryers where you have to stick your hands in and you always touch the sides.
Maybe dirtier.
Your hands, yes, it's dirtier. You end up dirtier no matter what.
We agree on that one because those are fucking awful.
That is the most stressful time in the bathroom because you're trying so hard not to touch it and you have to go in and out maybe
and
9 times.
Puddle of water at the bottom of it, and you're like trying to not make it like you're not trying to like angle the wind in a certain direction that it splashes that and up on your hands, and you've got everyone's germs. It's awful. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
They just need good regular hand dryers. You stick your hands under, do a little forward, backwards, and then you've got all the wet off and you're done.
Or paper. Who needs trees?
Or paper. Completely agree. Hey, fucking kill the environment, save our hands. You know.
Yes, sir.
But so I think I respect people that don't wash their hands or touch water more than the people that rinse, because at least they're like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not even going to try and look like a respectable human being that washes their hands. The rinsers, fuck you, dude. If you're going to go all the way to the sink, at least fucking wash your hands correctly. You know, it's crazy. You're doing nothing with just the water.
I'm not a scientist, but I think you're doing something.
I think it's close to nothing. Even if there is some kind of impact, it just feels like all of it's still there, right? You're not like scrubbing it off because you said rinsing, right? If there's a scrub motion with just water.
You can't see me, but I'm kind of like rubbing my hands over each other. You know, like
that's a scrub it up dub we call in the biz. So that one's
with
okay.
No soap?
That's still okay. I'm talking about just like a rinse. I see people literally touch their hands to water and then leave and think that that's okay and they've cleaned their hands.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't.
As though it's like some sort of you're in Sims 3 or something and you've pressed the button to wash your hands and that's all you need to do. It's not a game, okay?
It is remarkably easy to wash your
fucking
hands.
Okay,
it's a serious fucking business, dude. COVID killed millions of people in the United States.
Did you not learn, dude? There was fucking stickers on every single sink for years, and people still don't wash their hands. It's actually crazy.
I actually had COVID the other day, and I wash my hands all the time. So I'm starting to think that maybe you're just like a liberal who doesn't get it. So,
wait, what side do you think I'm on? I think I made it pretty fucking clear what side I'm on. I want to wash my hands.
I'm washing my hands so much and I'm still getting COVID, bro. Explain that.
Oh, so stupid.
I think my immune system would be stronger if I didn't wash my hands.
Yeah. It's scientifically proven that if you wash your hands with COVID enough, it gets rid of the COVID. You wash it away. Yeah, that's how it works.
I've been told to wash my hands and it wasn't working.
Okay, well, I think we kind of agreed that not only does every single guy do this 100%, we also don't.
But no, this is unfair. I know we need to move on, but it's like it can't be every guy. But why does it feel like so many? Why does it feel like so many strangers?
In a public, I think it's normies. Normies do this and they don't really understand. And I think we're just a little weirder, and we have self-respect as well as being weird.
I see. Okay.
Because guys are like, I'm a guy. It's like unmanly to wash your hands.
Are they?
Yeah, I genuinely
think that's what it is? It's too feminine?
Yeah, for sure.
That's so funny.
Or they don't even think about it because they don't have time because they got to go back to fucking chopping wood or fucking saying slurs on card.
Protecting our coast.
Protecting our schools from all those transgenders, you know? They've got to go back and do all that shit.
Yeah, of course they do.
I've made crazy references to this podcast. I hope you all know that they're jokes. You can take me out of context for sure. That's fine. I don't care as long as you guys know.
Have been taking copious notes just in case.
Okay, amazing. You're like, maybe I should be looking for a new manager and editor, new host for Binge and Cringe. So yeah, I think that was. Luckily, you agreed with what I was hoping that we would enlighten the viewers.
Sorry, you're hoping that I agreed with, people should wash their hands?
No, that men don't, and also that it's cringe if you don't wash your hands, but to like... We're like the whistleblowers. We're letting the people know everyone does this, and it is crazy, and it seems like women don't know that all men just don't wash their hands.
And I think more of those shared hand washing spaces and more of them where they're just out. I think there should be like a force field and you have to wash your hands to get back to the restaurant.
I will say, however, we should answer the question now. We kind of have, but do you wash your hands after having a piss?
Yeah.
Every time?
Yes. Yeah, every time.
You've never not washed your hands?
I can't think of a time. I mean, like, we're talking decades.
Are we talking, when I say wash, are we talking your cringe touching water and leaving?
No,
or
I'm talking
soap every
water
time?
on, hands under, rub, 1 squirt of soap, rub.
rub,
this kind of motion.
dub.
I'm trying to think of like, it's probably about like a 10 to 15 second thing, which is very simple. And then, shake it off, dry it off, come back. Yeah.
I'm completely the same. Sometimes I don't know. And I have to be honest. Sometimes I don't.
So you're not completely the same.
No, but as in like the times when I am washing my hands, I do exactly what you've just described. And there's no in the middle for me. I just sometimes don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not doing any of the cringe fucking little rinsey bits, is what I'm saying.
I see, but you don't always do it.
But sometimes in my own home,
you're part of the problem.
Sometimes but in my own home, I am one of those people that, the people that I've said
you're
don't
a
exist.
public Andy. Yeah.
I'm a public Andy. Yeah.
Wow, the people you don't respect.
I am very judgmental to everyone, and I'm giving many evil eyes to all of the people that are in the public bathrooms. It's the reason that I think it is a manly thing is because like at football games, for example, soccer for all of you fucking idiots.
Sure.
It's every single person just doesn't wash their hands to the point where like there are more beers stacked up, like empty beer cans or whatever, or there's like sick in the sinks. They're not used for washing their hands, is what I'm saying. Like it's full of everything you could possibly imagine, and there aren't any signs of any soap receptacles anywhere. It is fucking crazy.
Sure.
It's more like if you imagine like going into like a stables where horses are kept.
Where animals are.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, the watering hole bit's over there, and there's kind of like lots of detritus around it. That's what it feels like in like football toilets. They're not a place that you want to go.
Can I give you a hot take about hand washing?
Sure.
I think if I was a nudist and like I just was standing there, I would not wash my hands. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
There's no.
I think that's what some people are talking about, and I am in those people.
But they're not nudists. You have to
not
like get in there.
No, but you can slip your out without touching it. Is what I'm saying, and sometimes I do.
Yeah, but can you, or did you just touch it a little bit?
No, I can, dude.
Oh yeah, full no toucher. Come on,
full no toucher. It's only in like joggers or something like that, right? You have to be wearing the right kind of pants. So if I'm in jeans, I'm always touching. I'm always washing. But if there's no touching involved, then I'm fine. And sometimes I've just got out of bed, cheeky no toucher. Hey, maybe he gets on the rim a little bit. That's someone else's problem. Go back to bed.
I think I'm ready to put this conversation to bed.
You're ready to wipe the piss off the lid.
Something like that, I guess.
Let's move on to Glee, because Stan's Glee is in the Zeitgeist.
Again?
This time, actually unironically. And I know you won't believe me, but there was a viral tweet that happened.
Last time you sent me a viral tweet, it was 100 likes.
When I say viral, I mean fucking viral, Stans. This has 28 million views.
Okay, that's viral. Let's see it. Name a time Glee bodied the original quickly, and there are several times. Is this a person from Glee?
No, this is Beyonce. I don't know why Beyonce is used as the reaction image, but it doesn't even feel like there's a good emotion going on in this image, but whatever.
Dude,
hey.
I don't know if it's the hood. I would have never recognized Beyonce there.
That's crazy.
Wow.
You're Queen Bee blind.
I'm Queen Bee blind. I'm sorry, this has 28 million views because people just retweeted it with some good stuff.
Yeah, it's all the quote retweets that have fucking blown up. I did a quote retweet on the Binge and Cringe account.
Of course you did.
And it actually did pretty well, considering our account. It hit a cheeky little algo. I got 143 likes.
Love that for you.
But unfortunately, most of them are covers from parts of the seasons of Glee that you haven't got to, so we can't really look at any of them.
So we can't talk about them. Yeah. But you just wanted me to know that people are talking.
I want you to know it was a trend, and unfortunately, we didn't record a podcast in a while, so the trend has been and gone. But it was literally like people were messaging in the Discord saying, "Dude, it's actually in the Zeitgeist. This is all over my Twitter feed. That's all I see." So I think it's like it was slowly like putting its feelers out there. Like the Twitter algorithm was like, maybe these people like Glee, maybe these people like Glee, and it was slowly like spreading. It turns out lots of people like Glee. 28 million.
Of course. Or if people like covers of songs. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun to hear your favorite song, even if it's in a show that you don't watch.
Yeah, but the whole point of the thread or the quote retweets was specifically like, no, this is better than the original. The original doesn't matter. It's literally what I say every single episode, but real. It's true and it's here, dude. They're better than the original, and 28 million people agree.
I love the way that they frame this. It's like, name a time Glee bodied the original, ... quickly, all caps.
As they're like, oh shit, I gotta go now.
Yeah. It really makes you want to like get into it, right? Versus like, does anyone else think this? It's like, no, you have to do this thing and you have to do it fast. Are you ready to watch Glee?
I'm ready to watch
filled.
Glee. Yeah. This episode, Stanz, is as far as I can tell.
Don't say it. Don't say. If you say a banger, I'm walking out right this second.
It's a big episode.
Oh, okay.
It is monumental, and it's bringing back a storyline that I have been fucking craving.
Okay.
And I think I should maybe give, if it's the episode I'm thinking of, a trigger warning for this episode. So I'm pretty sure it uses a slur.
Okay.
But if you want to watch it with us, then you can do. Paying $5 on our Patreon is really, really good. You get a whole extension that literally syncs everything up on Disney Plus, so you can watch along without having to do anything extra. You just click on the episode and listen to us talk at the same time, and it's great. We also got a bunch of other stuff on Patreon. Stanz, what stuff have you got for us on Patreon?
Oh my. New Zealand? Taskmaster New Zealand. I'm talking, we've got the latest, we've got the greatest in Taskmaster New Zealand Season 1, Episode 1 content.
Just the one.
It's good. Just the one for now.
I think
but
all the pigeons that you've been sending the episodes on have died crossing the pond.
Yeah,
so.
Which is like, the ocean's a long way, so maybe like a bigger bird.
Bigger bird, yeah. You were mistakenly choosing a pigeon that can't rest at all on the ocean.
It's like an albatross of some sort that can glide across.
Yes, it can fit more in its bill because you've got so many episodes ready to go.
Yeah, like a pelican even. You know what I mean? Like the big open part with all the VHS tapes.
Yeah, sorry, it's VHS? I thought it was in film reel.
You're going to have to convert those, by the way.
Okay. No, I thought it was in film reel and you converted it from VHS to film reel for me or something.
No.
I can't remember the law. Anyway, Stanz hasn't done anything. So go check out the Patreon for all the other stuff because there's a lot of stuff there. It's sick. And if you're still not convinced, here's a clip from the episode we're about to watch.
Wait. Oh, no. Is that Kurt? Out the window?
I'm crying. That's so stupid. Okay, you brought us into the episode. Bring us into.
I brought you into this world, and I'll bring you back in.
Exactly.
Welcome to the Terry Schuster Updates cast.
Great. That's not what we're doing here. We've just watched Glee, though. That was great.
It was great. It was a great episode. You were kind of yapping, complaining, like too many storylines, but they actually tied them all up with a bow. It was fun.
I wouldn't say complaining. I was just like, it's something we say every single episode, that there is so many storylines going on, but I dare say every time they kind of pull it off. It didn't feel like...
It's crazy. It's like the serial mode of like, he can't do all that thing and then spit it out. There's no way they can wrap up 4 storylines this episode. Tui, they did it.
And they did it. Yeah, I was very surprised. There was 3 like equally insane storylines, I feel like.
Yes.
And one of them was a hard hitter. There was a lot going on. Where do you want to start, Stanz?
I think we should start with where the last episode left off. That is, Mercedes and Kurt are on the Cheerios now, and that has ramifications.
That does have ramifications.
And the ramifications, as you could imagine, for like cheerleaders in a high school show, and Mercedes maybe doesn't fit like what the coach would think is the platonic ideal of a cheerleader. She has to lose 10 pounds.
She has to be forced upon an eating disorder, much like all of the
specifically
Cheerios.
Sue tells her, like, don't eat food, only drink this, and
then it's revealed
yourself.
that all of the Cheerios all have an eating disorder, and they've been on these fucking not protein shakes, the opposite
Calling
of
them protein is crazy. Yeah, it's literally like a drop of honey and some water with cayenne pepper. It's just so that you don't
like, I had
irritate your
sand in mine, which is very funny, but very scary. And they ended that I was worried halfway through. I was like, where are they going to go with this? How are they going to like Sometimes Glee doesn't stick the landing in the problematic things.
Right, could have very easily been like, she lost 10 pounds and everyone loves her now. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
More so, I was worried about the things, and I think I was quite rightly worried, because they kind of dealt with and sorted out Mercedes' part of that, which is she ends the episode by saying, "You're beautiful." She sings Christina Aguilera's "Beautiful No Matter What You Say," but the words carry me down. She does all of all the beats sound just like that. She's just as good a singer as I am. I'll give her the credit. It has a good ending for Mercedes, where she's like, "No, I'm not going to do any of that stuff that Sue is pressuring me into." But that doesn't address all of the fucking other Cheerios that are clearly still doing that and have to be part of the Cheerios.
Right.
It didn't address any of the eating disorders that they were doing, and maybe that was wrong, right? It more so when you can be comfortable in your own skin, but what if you're not comfortable in your own skin? What if you feel like you have to drink this not protein shake, the opposite of a protein shake, this concoction that Sue Sylvester's made? Yeah. What if you like have to throw up after every meal and you don't feel okay otherwise? You know, they touched on all those things, and clearly a lot of the Cheerios are going through that, and they just breezed over it like it was a funny gag. So that part,
well,
kind of
there
cringe.
is like the question of we don't know that yet, because it's like maybe they continue addressing it in the next episode. For example, Sue is like going to get this award and this article written about how she's like a progressive
that's
cheerleading
the other part
coach.
about it, though. So the other thing that could be catharsis,
but maybe she does it, is what I'm saying.
No,
maybe
the catharsis of this episode could be that Sue gets reprimanded for the things that she was making the cheerleaders go through, right? Maybe their storylines don't get wrapped up and sorted out, and they're still suffering, and that gets sorted in another episode. But at least in the episode that they go, "Hey, Sue Sylvester, she's making all these students do the cringe thing," you'd assume she gets some kind of negative impact from that.
I'm starting to realize that you just want to see characters punished.
I want to see a storyline carried out in a good
Emma.
way.
And by the way, I agree with the commenters. Is he cheating? They weren't actually dating, you square. You want to see Sue punished. You just want to see people punished, bro.
Will Schuester too hasn't done anything wrong, and I'm completely fine with him this episode. I think he was very respectable and good, and a good guy. We'll get onto his storyline in a bit.
He wasn't a good guy, but he wasn't a bad guy. He was nothing. He wasn't anything this episode.
Yeah, but he sang well, and he has a good smile, and he looks cute. So that is the only.
That's true.
That's the only things to go off, because this is a completely new character. So currently, I'm loving Will Schuester too.
I love that.
However, Sue Sylvester 1 deserves to. She has done a lot of things wrong, and she's allowed to do a lot of things wrong because. And we don't like to say it on this show, but she is the villain of the show. And she's fine to do and like be bad, but I guess comedically it's funny that she got praised for something that she didn't plan, that was Mercedes performing beautiful and being accepting to all the things and going rogue, and it made it seem like that was Sue Sylvester's plan. And she gets rewarded for that, and it's like, oh, ha ha ha, that's funny. She got rewarded for the thing that she's always against, and we know as a viewer that she's against those things. But for the end of that arc of be beautiful no matter what, the person, like the villain that was telling her to be something different, hasn't changed their thought process and is getting rewarded for it.
But she might in the next episode, right? Because there has to be some.
I'm just saying
as of right now,
the storyline is what I'm assuming ended. Because as you keep saying to me, we just have to assume that they're never going to address the things that they do that are bad. Like Will Schuester cheating, in inverted commas. You said to me last episode, I've just got to forget that because they're never going to address it again. I don't think next episode they're going to start off with, and actually, I was wrong. I'm so sorry. And I get fired from being the coordinator of the Cheerios because I am telling all of my students to have an eating disorder. You know, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason, and I know that this is me like coping and getting burned again, is we have Kurt and Mercedes on the Cheerios, and so there has to be like some change for them to sweep this under the rug. Something has to happen.
Oh yeah,
right?
I'm gonna call it. Next episode starts with them being kicked off the Cheerios, or maybe not even kicked off. They're just in regular uniform, and it's a passing comment being like, "Oh yeah, Sue didn't want me on the Cheerios anymore after that stunt."
Yeah. That'd be sick. I'd actually be happy. That's the kind of, I just end it right. You know, okay, at least we got something here. You know?
But it doesn't give the issue, right? Which is
sometimes
dealing with...
bad people win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just think if you're dealing with like really hard hitting issues, you should do them well and not like pussyfoot around them. So that's my criticism. I'm still gonna like the fucking. I still like the episode. I still think it was good. I still thought the thing was funny. I just, if you're gonna deal with something that is serious, you should deal with it with the
Give
severity.
It the respect
yeah. Which, moving on to the next episode, the next plot line, they did that they dealt with really, really well. The severity of like
Kurt's
loss.
master plan to get some stepbro loving.
Yes, I mean that bit maybe this wasn't dealt with that seriously. Kurt has set up his dad with Finn's mum so that he can secretly live and sleep with Finn, I guess.
Right. Just be close. Again, I said it during the record, but just be closer together. This is his master plan. Like, hey, if we move in together, he will be
just
around
like,
me
no,
more.
We're roommates. Oh no. And what if I accidentally fell in this washing machine step, bro? What are you gonna do to me?
Yeah. Exactly. Who knows what could happen there? I respect the grussel and the grind and the gambit. And as you mentioned, this is something they did treat seriously because, for example, when they go on this double date or when the parents introduce themselves as a couple to each other, there are like a lot of issues. Finn is mad that his mom is moving on from his dad who has died, and it like makes him uncomfortable because he's not ready. Kurt is upset that his dad is bonding with Finn, maybe on a level that he wasn't able to bond with him because he didn't like the more traditionally masculine things. And this whole plan that he set in motion is like a nightmare for him, and they want to break it up.
And it's great because all of the characters are feeling hurt about real things that have happened to them that aren't like, it's like the loss of a parent or a partner. And all four of the characters are all feeling those emotions, but in slightly different ways. And the parents batting heads with the kids, but in a respectable, very emotional
wrong,
way.
Right? Like everyone's feelings are unbelievably valid, and no one is actually being mean to each other. They're all just like speaking from the heart. It's like a really healthy way to deal with all of it.
For sure. It's like
besides Kurt, to be clear, the last scene is Kurt crying outside. So who knows what's gonna happen
dude, we have to pause because they had everything going. They were on cruise control. They were soaring across the ocean, and they were about to like go down for takeoff. And then all of a sudden, someone hijacked the plane and they crashed into the fucking two towers, dude, because it was fucking crazy.
What?
I'm saying this episode caused 9/11.
I see. Yeah. So for those of you that didn't watch along with us, the last scene is Finn and Bert. Wait, Kurt's dad's name is Bert?
Bert and Kurt. Quinn and Finn.
I'm kill myself. Quinn and Finn and Bert and Kurt. Actually, it's my least favorite thing about the show. Finn and Bert are bonding, and they show that because Finn lets Bert sit in his dad's chair. He even moves his dad's ashes out of the way. It's like, hey, you can be my dad now.
That bit we commented at the time, that's fucking insane. Why would you do that? That you don't need to have that in there. You could literally just say, here's the chair, sit in the chair, which is a big thing, and that would have like done the deal.
You don't have
enough.
to have the ashes of like I'm moving my dad.
Ashes out of the way is like, bro, fucking spoon feed us more. That's crazy.
Yeah, but then even worse, the camera zooms out and pans a little bit, and outside the door, seeing this tender moment, is Kurt not only crying but in the rain. It's literally like a meme. He's just out there in the rain crying watching his dad bond.
As the like, here's what you miss if you don't get the thing. Here's a little snippet of us watching the episode because it was so fucking funny, absolutely fucking insane. So you've probably seen
or the part where he says, "I'm gonna flush dad down the toilet," because that's just funny.
But it has to be a good bit that we reacted. We didn't fucking. You weren't laughing at, "I'm gonna flush dad down the toilet." That would
I know, it was an emotional moment. You're so right. You're so right.
There was a lot of really good emotional beats, like we said. But yeah, they definitely, the fucking ending of that, holy shit, crazy. Why was he there, Stanz? Why was he at their house?
Yeah, well, I mean, his dad's not there. Finn's his friend. He could have just been going over to see what's happening. But
it was like it was the back garden. He was at one of the, like the big window, like sliding door things that you go from.
Oh, it was not a front door. It was, he's in the backyard in the rain.
In the rain, crying, looking at his dad bond with Finn. And also, very obviously there. He's not hiding. It's a full
the window's wide open. It's full body
window. Yeah. And he's just stood there next to them looking at them. They could clearly see him. There was nothing obscuring the view. They're just ignoring that Kurt's there like he's some fucking elephant in the room they don't want to look at. Oh, it's crazy. But the best part that has been a recurring theme every time that Kurt is talking to his dad, is their understanding of their relationship is so like unique, and it feels like they're just hitting all of the emotional beats that they need to for this like situation. And it makes me go back to the fact that Kurt wasn't even supposed to be a character in the show before,
right until Homie interviewed,
before he
read for the
because he auditioned for one of the other characters, and they were like, no, we need you as your own character because you are a character in yourself. And then they wrote in the best plot lines in the whole show. I can't imagine like how there's a whole weight to the show that would go, I think, if this didn't exist, right? And
it's
Kurt
a really
wasn't
interesting plot line, like Kurt loves Finn, their parents are interesting, different characters. Like, we haven't met the majority of characters' parents. Rachel has 2 gay dads, we haven't met them. We haven't met Puck's parents, we haven't met Santana's parents. So they are using these characters that they've created effectively to tell new stories,
for sure.
And it's valuable.
It's also kind of crazy to imagine Glee without a gay character, right? Like, I understand.
Oh yeah, because they've got
Brittany
the gay
and
shit
Santana,
but like, so gay.
Yeah, at the start of the first episode, they're like, here's Kurt for the gay representation, and then slowly, like, they've been teasing Brittany and Santana, but they're both bi, and it's crazy to me that originally maybe they did have another character and they just rewrote the gay character to be more like Kurt. I have no idea, but from everything that I've read, Kurt didn't exist until he auditioned for the show, and that is insane to me that they hadn't even considered like any sort of representation in a musical theater show.
I know this was a long time ago, but it does feel like there has to be some of that. Might just be like self-aggrandizing, like a cult of like, he wasn't even a character until he interviewed, so that they could like make it sound cooler. Because I do not believe that they didn't
maybe it's
have
fake
like
news by the showrunners. They were like, this Kurt's so good, we made a character around him. When really they had a character all along. Who knows?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. But I don't know. Terry Schuster Updates might know.
I think they know as much as I don't think they have like insider knowledge.
They might. They're not as the biggest Glee fan in the world,
which is crazy.
They're Terry Schuster Updates, buddy.
Get it right.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the other plot line? There was, I think,
the other plot line was the return of April, dude.
Oh yeah, the April plot line. Dude, she is still addicted to everything and not sorting her life out even slightly.
It is funny that you got really upset about Sue, like, kind of failing upwards, like doing everything wrong and being rewarded, because that has been like April's MO. She, at the end of the episode, she's like, "Oh yeah, my sugar daddy died and gave me $2 million." Yeah, you love it for her, but not Sue.
Yeah, well, she's not telling kids to, like, it was bad when she was negatively impacting the Glee Club, but now she's got nothing to do with the Glee Club and she's just doing it to herself. Fucking go live your life, Queen. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, now you're fine about it. But wasn't she giving him drugs at one point?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That was awful and bad. That's equal to Sue Sylvester. And again, in that episode, this is pointing to the fact that I don't think they're gonna fucking do anything to Sue Sylvester, because April did all the bad things in that episode, and then she was given a hero's fucking exit and was the GOAT, and she's come back and there's no negative repercussions. Will is totally fine with her existing and still drinking and being off the wagon and stuff, and then he's even like, "Oh yeah, can the fucking Glee Club come and rehearse at the place that you run that would be around you, where you could very easily give them alcohol and drug them and shit again?" And he's like, "Yeah, do that. Who gives a fuck? I trust her." Wild.
It is crazy for him to trust her.
And then live with her? That's also crazy. And then maybe sleep together? What the hell?
Yeah, they slept together, but they didn't have sex. It was like confirmed the next day, where she's like, "But all we did was actually sleep."
It's funny because in Glee, it's hard to tell sometimes what is like a metaphor for what they're doing and what they're actually doing. You know, they're not going to show the characters actually fuck. So when they were having the song and April got into bed with Will, I was like, is that a metaphor for them fucking? And then the next scene...
I assumed it was until they
the next scene they're like, "Hey, just I can't believe we only slept together and we didn't actually fuck." It's very funny they had to add that in, because in any other show, we would have just gone, "Oh, they clearly didn't have sex," because they didn't like imply that at all. They were just singing. But in Glee, it's like, hey, that could mean
singing
anything.
In the same bed and tenderly touching hands. I would have said they did until they confirmed it.
It's just like the Like a Virgin scene, right? Where they weren't really having sex, but they were all fucking singing to each other about having sex. So who knows who really did it? Was that all the plot lines? Was there only 3?
That was the big 3. Yeah. I mean, what do you mean only? They were huge.
3. Yeah, it was crazy. But also, the craziest part for me, Rachel, Jesse St. James. Hello.
Yeah. They did nothing.
They
literally every single scene was just
show.
like him over her arms, just like holding her, and said nothing. It was actually cringe and weird.
It's crazy that last episode was probably the biggest bombshell. Was it last episode where they were like, Jesse St. James is part of the Glee Club?
Changing
like,
schools.
oh
It was
God.
last episode, yeah. And it was really nothing.
Yeah, and it did literally nothing. Wait, no, that wasn't last episode. That was the reveal of 2 episodes ago. Because last episode,
I thought it was the beginning of last episode.
Last episode, Finn was like, "Hey, I'm happy with you, part of the Glee Club. I'm gonna run you through this number."
You're actually so right.
So he must have been in the Glee Club during that episode. So okay, they did address that a little bit, but it's like they did 1 episode then of Jesse St. James being in the Glee Club, and now they're like, "No, it's okay. Now he's just in it. No one's worried about him being a spy at all."
Yeah, I assume they'll pick that back up. They like to set things down and then pick them back up, just like this Bert and Kurt shit,
But it's interesting that Rachel has really felt like there was a turnaround and she was like the main character, because for obviously early on it was Will Schuester, then it felt like Rachel for a long time was like the main character, or for at least the last like 5 or so episodes, and then nothing from Rachel at all, and it's only Finn. It's kind of Finn heavy now, but I'm liking it. I love Corey Monteith, and I think he does a great performance. And
I'm sorry, is he dead?
Yeah, you learned last week that he died.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, so most of the characters, I think the other 2 characters from Glee that have died outside of the show, like since it finished airing.
Okay.
He dies during the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think
I assume they have to address it in the show.
Yeah, some people are going to be annoyed because that's technically like a spoiler.
No, that's not a spoiler.
But, but they didn't
fine.
like it. Obviously, they weren't writing plot lines with the idea of him dying in mind, right? He just dies, so they address it in the show, and it's very, very sad. And then they move on and try and do all the plot lines they were going to previously do just without Finn. So
it's tough.
It has obviously a huge impact on the show, but it doesn't like they didn't write in a storyline where it like slowly builds up. They didn't do like a Princess Leia moment where they like CGI her in for a whole entire fucking film, and then the next film kill her off or whatever. They it's just like a one and
CGI
done
wasn't at that level yet.
they would have otherwise.
Of course.
Dude, oh god, this is bringing us back to AI. Imagine if Glee came out now, they would just fucking re-AI him into all the scenes, or get like his brother to do it or something.
Oh, you think so? And have like this face over his face kind of thing?
Yeah,
like
I mean,
Indiana Jones.
You'd have to get the family to sign off on it or whatever, but that would be like a possibility. Whereas back then there was just he's just not in the show.
Yeah, it's just cringe and uncomfy and weird.
It's like with Fast and the Furious. They got his brother to do a lot of the scenes. Yeah, Paul Walker's brother did a lot of the scenes.
And everyone thinks that those scenes were tasteful and good.
Do they? I know you're being sarcastic, but did they actually hate it? I thought...
No, they actually do think it's good, but this is, again, just me being a hater. I don't think they should, because I think it looks terrible, and I think it's weird.
Interesting,
But also, you need to, like, send him out.
If he'd filmed most of the film,
none of this would happen if he didn't die illegally racing. Do you know what I mean? It's just too on the nose. To me, like, I can't wrap my head around it.
Crazy. Yeah, I forgot that it was a racing accident that got him.
Yeah.
I don't like Fast and the Furious enough, despite fucking researching
doing
a video
all that research
for Adrian on it, but there was there's a lot in that series of movies that I don't know and I don't care to know. I think it would be crazy if they'd kept Paul Walker alive and just kept his brother doing stuff. But I think filling in those extra scenes to like give him the final goodbye kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's just so meta because it's like them driving on the highway to heaven. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait, what is happening here? What are we?
It is a crazy fucking.
It's
scene.
like all the characters in the universe are addressing that the actor has died, and it's like, wait, what? And then they just move on. Yeah.
There's a whole entire episode kind of like that in Glee, but they do it much better and much more tasteful because they actually, rather than him driving away, they're like, no, he died, obviously.
He's dead.
Because he died in real life.
Yeah, it's not like he got a scholarship and went to college or something.
Yeah, if they did that, I think it would be incredibly cringe. And when it happens, which I won't give spoilers as to like how far down the line it is or whatever, So actually, I can't finish off that sentence. I was going to say
Fair.
I'm going to give you spoilers of what it is, and then I was going to give you a clue as to what it was. So,
But it's episode 1 of season 2.
Season 2, let's just say, starts off with a banger.
Have we addressed all the Glee that we need to address today?
I'm feeling pretty gleeful, Stanz, honestly. I think
I'm gleeked out of my mind.
Geeked out of your glork.
Out of my glor. I've gleeb globbing everywhere in my room. Yeah.
Sick. Well, thank you very much for watching. This has been a fun one. I think, Stanz, I'm going to tell you this now so you can try and prepare.
Okay.
Next episode, someone came up with an idea in the Discord, or I think people were just fan casting for a potential Glee remake, and I thought it'd be really fucking fun for us to come up with
who
like
we would want to play certain people.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it could be literally anyone, whether it's like I think you just have to be now. Like at the ages that everyone is currently, if in 2024 they made a Glee remake, who would you want to play all of the characters that we've been introduced to so far?
Just to be clear, we're not saying that like we need older Finn. We're saying like who would new Finn be?
Yes,
if they were
who would
shooting it
new
today?
Finn be? I'm saying like you can't just go back and be like, oh, Tom Cruise when he was younger would be a great Will Schuester. Or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I completely agree. We're casting it now. Okay,
Yeah.
I can do that. Yeah, we should get a list of names to make sure we have it, and then I'm happy to go get some screenshots or something because that's funny. We should have it prepared so that we can just do it.
I don't think we need screenshots. Just a list. I'll do a list of names, and you can write who you think would be good for each one of the people. And we can leave some blanks and stuff. We don't have to fill in every single one because it's going to be hard, I think, to fill in. We just need. If you're like, oh, fuck, that would be really good, then we'll fill in those.
Yeah, sounds good.
So we'll do that for next week, which should be very fun. So if you're looking forward to that, subscribe. We never actually tell people to subscribe, and most people
I feel like we tell people
YouTube.
to subscribe every day. We
we tell them to subscribe to the Patreon. Not the
you mean
YouTube.
to the YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Subscribe to YouTube.
people could be watching this and not actually subscribed, and it helps YouTube know that you're enjoying the content, and it will show it to you more. But also, if you watch and subscribe, it's like, oh, we'll show it to more people because that person clearly likes the content enough to subscribe. So,
right,
hey.
it's valuable for us. Yeah, you could also like, and you could also maybe share it with 10 of your friends.
Oh, so true. I've even heard that I was trying a little experiment previously. When you tell people to like and subscribe, the buttons
it pops
underneath,
a little thing there.
It lights up.
Yeah, they change. Yeah, look at the on full screen. If you're watching this full screen,
Yeah. Go to a point where you can see the buttons.
subscribe.
But it doesn't do it every time you say it because there's like videos of people just saying subscribe and it doesn't light up every time. So
like.
I think
The
fact that we're saying all of this so much is
they're probably going to take away our
detriment to it.
privileges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, you can't get it out.
Either way.
But hopefully, hey, if you saw it light up when we said like and subscribe, then send a little screen recording and post it in the Discord. Also, join the Discord. Do all the things. Do everything that we tell you to and join everything.
They can't do a screen recording because they would have been prepped to screen record.
Yeah, but they
have
can
like
go
shadow
back.
play. Back in what? This has happened in real time for them.
It's a YouTube video.
No, because the thing doesn't change on the YouTube video, it changes in real life.
Yeah, but you can rewind and play it again and it will
But what if it doesn't work the second time?
It does. No, it does. It works in the same, it's like a trigger point in the video. So you could rewind and go back to that same point in the video that it does
fair.
once it picks it up once. So
I see. People are going to be gaslit. They're going to be
I'm
like,
not telling them to like rewind their life.
Time. Physical time.
Dr. Stranger.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Binge and Cringe. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe, and we will see you next week.
Catchphrase, Stanz, catchphrase. I thought you were going to run into your catchphrase because you've got one prepared. You're always prepared with your catchphrases.
Live, die, repeat.
Edge of Tomorrow? Shut the fuck up. What are you on
Yes,
about?
that is Edge of Tomorrow. You knew. That was good. Please don't spoil it. People like to play along.
That one's crazy because all the posters said live, die, and repeat. And they didn't say the name of the thing. I don't get, they're not getting your already now, they're only getting mine. That's crazy. That's insane marketing. No one knew the name of the fucking movie. Why would you do that? Okay, bye.